The evacuation order placed under our authority on Highway 3 for residents there will be downgraded to an alert effective Wednesday, in line with the return plans for the rest of the region.
An evacuation order for Yellowknife's nearly 22,000 residents came down on August 16th, forcing thousands to pick up and go in just a matter of hours. The scenes were stark, with long lines of cars desperate to flee on the city's one highway out. Nearly 3 weeks later, they've been given the green light to return home as of noon tomorrow. But as the city's residents prepare to go back, two mayors are calling for additional assistance. Joining me now are Mayor of Calgary, Jyoti Gondek, and Mayor of Yellowknife, Rebecca Alty. Thank you for both for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Mayor Alty, I'd like to start with you. The residents are gearing up to come back as soon as tomorrow. How are you feeling as that moment approaches, and how prepared is your city?
Yeah, pretty excited. It's been a long 3 weeks, and so it's slowly coming together. There is a bit of a power outage at the one community where people have to stop to gas up before they continue the last segment of their journey back to Yellowknife. And so that is impacting some of the critical workers getting back, but crews are driving out there right now to work on fixing it. So by tomorrow, it should be good for residents. So again, it's kind of challenge after challenge, but we take it hour by hour, day by day, and work through them.
So, Mayor Gondek, I'm seeing some Yellowknife residents. They've been calling themselves refugees in their own country. You've issued a statement, saying they need more assistance. What are you looking for to be able to continue providing assistance to those who are taking shelter in Calgary?
Well, in conversation with Mayor Alty, it became apparent that there are some folks who need some additional supports, whether those are in the form of medical support or social support and assistance. So what we have asked jointly is for the province of the Northwest Territories, together with province of Alberta, to really prioritize sending down some crisis management teams, social workers to Calgary to work with evacuees to help them get back to Yellowknife in a way that they feel well supported. And we've also said that if we need further supports from other provinces or agencies, then the provinces should reach out to the federal government. We just want to make sure that everyone is in a good state to return home.
So Mayor Alty, in that letter to the province and the territory, calling for more social workers, as Mayor Gondek said, why is that specific piece so important to have social workers come in and help out at this point?
Yeah, one of the big things that's important is that you almost need twice the workforce right now, because you're going to need support in Calgary as folks are continuing to be there. But you also need folks up here in Yellowknife to get the services back up and running, so that when those are up, then the folks can return. So it's almost like you do need double the workforce right now, and the community of Calgary has been incredible, but all social agencies are kind of tapped out and don't have that beyond capacity to be able to provide that support. And so that's where, looking at the joint emergency management and those mutual aid agreements that all provinces and territories sign is encouraging Alberta and the Northwest Territories to tap on those other resources to come in and help out and provide the needed support in Calgary, while we also need those supports here in Yellowknife to get the services back up and running for residents' return home.
So Jyoti Gondek, there's some confusion over the length of time, maybe that some of the evacuees can stay in certain Calgary hotels. I mean, what can people expect there in terms of supports from the city of Calgary, how long they might be able to stay there, and what will they know in the next few days?
Well, when the evacuation first began, all of us were of the impression that it would be 7 to 10 days. I think Mayor Alty and I were both hoping that it would be a short evacuation. It has taken longer than expected. So what we have done is also opened group lodging that's available to people who need to stay here a little bit longer, or if anybody was coming in over the weekend. So we have made alternate arrangements for folks, and we shall see when flights are arranged and when people can go back. But we are definitely a good partner, and we will do everything we can to provide accommodation and support to people if they need to stay a little bit longer in our city.
So Rebecca Alty, how many people do you expect will come home tomorrow? How long do you think it's going to take before? I mean, 22,000 people takes a long time to move. I mean, how long do you think it's going to be before everyone's back there?
Yeah, no, it is. The territorial government's the one working on the flights home, and so we know that the majority of residents actually left the community by vehicle. Some folks were carpooling, however, now their ride's in a different location, so they'll need a flight back. Tomorrow, the anticipation is between 5 to 8 flights on. By Monday, so the territorial government opened the pre-registration for flights on Saturday, and by Monday there were about 2,000 people that had registered for flights. So they were anticipating about 5 days to get everybody back home. So it does take a bit of time, and so the encouragement is that if anybody needs a flight, to please register sooner rather than later, so that the government can work on ensuring all those flights are full to minimize the amount of time that it takes to get everybody home.
And have you heard anything from any higher order of government on your request from support yet? Mayor Gondek, maybe start with you. Have you gotten any kind of response or answer as to whether you're going to get the sort of extra assistance you're looking for?
I had the opportunity to speak with Municipal Affairs Minister Rick McIver today. We were having a meeting on several items, and he has assured me that his government is making sure that the supports are in place, and I know that they are working very closely with the territorial government.
Okay, and so, you know, Mayor Alty, as Jyoti Gondek said, you thought this was going to be like a week, right? It's been a heck of a lot longer than that, and you've had to work together a lot. I mean, how has that been, you know, working with another municipal leader? I mean, how has that gone, and with people living in Jyoti Gondek's city?
Yeah, I would say first off, it's always tough to predict how long a fire is going to be. So, you know, some have been quick in the Northwest Territories and it's only 7 days. Others are longer. You know, I think of the communities of Hay River and Fort Smith who were evacuated on the Sunday. We were evacuated on the Wednesday, and they continue to be evacuated, and the fires continue to be a real threat to their community. So it could be a while before they get home. But it is really important. There's so many different levels of government working together when it comes to, I think it's 7 municipalities in Alberta, 1 in the Yukon, 1 in Manitoba. There's different provinces, there's the territories, there's the federal government. So it's been really an all hands on deck. And I think in the debrief, we do need that opportunity to strengthen the roles and responsibilities, communication avenues to make sure that if this happens in the future, we're all in a better place.
Well, if this happens in the future, just continue on that point. How worried are you that this might not be the last one, right? Because there's still 400 wildfires burning in BC, 200 of them out of control. I mean, just what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, here in Yellowknife, we've created some really strong fire breaks, which are the defense lines. And so the wildfire experts are feeling quite comfortable that our community is defendable when it comes to a fire. But the one thing I would like to see, the last time we did our wildfire plan was in 2019. So we're coming close to the 5-year mark, is looking at an update of it and to take a look at the climate change impact. So, for example, one thing that can impact a community is the direction of the wind. So our threat is always to the west side of our community, since the other half of our community is a lake. But dominantly the wind has come from the east, which means we're a low threat for fires. This past 3 weeks, the wind has always been coming from the west, which is then, you know, pushing or threatening this fire commute towards Yellowknife. So, you know, really taking a look at how has the environment changed, or has it changed, or has this been a one-off? I think that's what we really need to take a look when we're doing our debrief. Well,
good luck with the return. We hope it goes smooth and fast, and everybody gets home and they get to stay. Thank you so much, Mayor of Calgary, Jyoti Gondek, and Mayor of Yellowknife, Rebecca Alty. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.